Welcome to Midwest Sports Net. It is Midwest Sports Now. It's about 9 o'clock Central, 10 o'clock on one side, and around 7 o'clock on the other. So we're glad you're here, and we are broadcasting throughout the United States. You know, we have Midwest Sports Net in the name, but it's something beyond just that. We are trying to cover small college sports beyond the Midwest, and I think we're getting there, and we're going to do all right with that. Lots of Division II, lots of NAIA here, as well as some Division III, some Division I, and more. And we appreciate you stopping by. I'm Joey McWilliams. Glad that you are with me tonight. We're going to be talking NAIA volleyball tonight, and we're also going to have, I think, a stop by here in just a moment. So we'll see if one of the friends of the show will be able to stop by and visit with us here in just a little bit. In the meantime, NAIA volleyball, and let's talk about that really quickly. For our top 25, we had 6 of the top 10 teams in our top 25 that took to the course today. Lots of wins. There were a couple of losses along the way, and one of the top 10 still yet to play. That should be getting underway right about now out at Westmont. In the meantime, though, let's start with our number one team in the country, and that is the defending champions, the Missouri Baptist Spartans. They're now 3-0 on the year with a couple of wins today. A 4-set victory over Florida Memorial, a 3-set victory over Olivet Nazarene, and going on in that, Giovanni Tapigliani, 4 blocks in each match. That's right, 4.0 blocks in each one of those matches. She is the Academic All-American of the Year as well. And so a big afternoon, Missouri Baptist continuing to be undefeated, 3-0 on the season. The number 2 team in the country, Jamestown, the Jimmies, with 2 more wins today and 2 more sweeps today as well. So Jamestown moves to 4-0 on the year and 2-0 on the day, sweeps over Indiana University East, number 22 in our ranking, 22 IU East, and a sweep over William Carey as well. Jamestown with Anna Holan, 14 kills. Callie Hegerly, 12 kills against number 22 IU East today. So a good victory for Jamestown, and the Jimmies now 4-0 on the year. Midland, the number 3 team in the country, picked up its first 2 wins of the season and moves to 2-0 right there. Midland with wins over Florida Memorial, a sweep, and a 4-set win over St. Thomas. And in the victory over St. Thomas today, Talia Flores, 30 kills in 2 sets. Or excuse me, yes, 30 kills and taking care of business in 2 matches. 30 kills in 2 matches. She had 21 kills against St. Thomas alone. So a 30-kill day for Talia Flores of Midland. Now, a number of other teams that are yet to take to the court this season, and they will as we move along. Park, the number 4 team in the country, gets things underway August 27th, so that is 1 week from today. Number 5, Concordia, August 25th. Number 6, Dort, August 25th. The number 7 and number 8 teams played each other today in an interesting scheduling quirk in the early season. Grandview taking on Eastern Oregon, and Eastern Oregon with a sweep today of Grandview. The 3-set win, moving to 1-0, but then fell a little bit later on in the day to number 25, Bellevue, in a sweep as well. So Eastern Oregon, 1-1 on the season, 1-1 on the day. Grandview drops to 0-1 with that 1 loss to Eastern Oregon. And for Eastern Oregon, freshman Alexis McMurtry, 53 assists today in 2 matches, and those are her first 2 starts as well. So the freshman getting off to a good start, 27 assists against Grandview, 26 against Bellevue. So congratulations to Eastern Oregon today, though. And one more team in our top 10, Northwestern Iowa will get things rolling 1 week from today, August 27th. They're the number 9 team. Number 10, Westmont, 4-0 coming into today's competition, and will take on Corbin. That is getting underway right now in Westmont. We'll see if we can get a score for you on that a little bit later on. So Westmont hosting Corbin today, and then Corbin's going to stick around and take on kind of a split doubleheader, if you will. Corbin will be facing off against Westmont tomorrow. That's an afternoon game. I believe that is 2 o'clock Pacific. Now, we made it through our top 10, so I'm going to bring in our featured guest for the evening and see Man, I like that background. Let me make sure I can hear you properly.
How about it, Joey?
You know, normally, Doug, when I do the Midwest Sports Now, I think you're the first guest that I've had on Midwest Sports Now. I can tell you for a fact that you are, and so I'm not used to wearing the headset. How you doing?
I'm doing well, Joey. It's good to be with you this evening.
And I am glad to see you. I know that in 13 days we're going to get together and we'll talk about that too. Midwest Sports Saturday on a Thursday. As always, we start our Midwest Sports Saturday season in Weatherford with Southwestern, as long as they have that home opener, and have, I think, every single time, right? So
We've been on the game. I know you were up here, for Coach Poblish's very first game, and then the next year we were in Durant, starting out at Southeastern. So we were able to be a part of the show, even though it
that's true.
wasn't. But I know you made it up for a game later in the year. I think we were able to work out one where we had volleyball and football at home on the same Saturday. So that was a good
Yeah,
day.
that was a lot of fun. That was definitely a lot of fun. I like your backdrop there too. Is that
Thank you.
that's just
That's perks of the job. Whenever there's a little extra signage that's ready to be phased out, it gets sent home with the SID, I guess.
I love it. That is classic SID
It
decoration.
is.
Home decor right there.
And you can see it's the I chose Division 2 type stuff. So that's the old moniker. Now it's make
That's
it
the old
yours.
one.
I haven't been able to, hijack any of that just yet.
How many times have we made it through some kind of competition and you look around and go, yeah, I chose D2. That's
Yeah. Like one of the coolest things is when we were out at West Texas A&M this year for the women's basketball regional. At the end of the regional, they have all that NCAA signage, so they just take it and they were rolling it up, and the tournament director, they just had it all in piles, and we're like, "What are you guys gonna do with that?" I said, "Nah, I mean, throw it away. It's got the year on it. It says 2021 women's regional. It says, so you're saying that's up for grabs?" And so I got a couple new things out of that are holding down space in the office these days.
That's cool. I like that. By the way, in case if you are new to the channel and you don't know Doug Self, he is definitely. I mentioned a little earlier, friend of the channel. Definitely, that is the case. Doug Self, who is the sports information director, the assistant athletic director for media relations at Southwestern Oklahoma State University, and a personal friend of mine. I have to say, you're one of the best in the business, Doug. No question about that. You do a great job.
Thanks, Joey. We take a lot of pride in the work that we're doing out here at Southwestern, and we owe it to our student athletes and our coaches and our teams, to display those programs in as high a fashion as we can. And I'm blessed to have some great people working for me that can really help us elevate our game to the next level and do a good job of promoting the good things that are going on our campus.
And there's a lot good going on. Now, I did mention this, and we'll say it again a little bit later one more time because I do want to close out with that. But Midwest Sports Saturday, which is the flagship show of the channel, a growing channel, by the way. We're going to hit 1,000 subs before this year is over with. I believe that. Anyway, it's the flagship show, and it's our version of a kind of a game day. Little bit less on the budget, but we have a lot of fun and we come out and we promote, and we're going to be at Southwestern for a Thursday night's opening game of the 2021 football season. Southwestern hosting the Henderson State Reddies on a Thursday night, as a lot of Division II schools are getting their season under, well, particularly in the central region. This area gets those Thursday night games going on for the season opener.
Yeah, we really love those Thursday night games. I think, this time of year on a college campus is probably the most exciting time of the year because it's that every team has that eternal optimism that, this is going to be our year and everything's new. Everybody's coming back. You got kids that are in college, for the first time, and they want to go out and support their team. And I think that's only going to be amplified this year because you have, a year's worth of students who didn't get to go to a college football game last fall. And I think it's going to be really fun that Thursday night against Henderson State. I think we're going to have a great crowd. I think we're going to have a great game. I'm looking forward to a great experience at the new Flex Chem field here in Weatherford. But we're looking forward to having you on campus too. It's always been fun when you come out here and kind of get a little behind the scenes of what we got going on and kind of showcase some of the things that we're doing out here. So I think it'll be a lot of fun. And then the football game that night, you can't beat a Thursday night game on a Division II campus to open up the year.
I don't think you can. And you know what, Doug? We're going to have a couple more things too that maybe we can showcase a little bit more behind the scenes. We're building up the arsenal here, with our Midwest Sports Net video arsenal. We're getting it there. I by the way, I did get it right today. I've spoken with a couple of coaches today and did call it right. So, hey, listen, we're going to Flex Chem Stadium. I said it correctly.
Yep.
I got it right? Okay,
Yep.
good.
Flex Chem Field at Milam Stadium.
Okay, there we go. Flex Chem Field at Milam Stadium. I will have it down pat within the next 13 days. No doubt about that. Well, I want to let me see here if I can let me pull this up here. I don't know if you can see that on your screen or not, Doug. Does that look familiar to you?
That does. It looks like something I tweeted about an hour ago.
out in Weatherford, and it looks like scrimmage this evening, right?
Yeah, so they, last Saturday, Coach Publish and the guys kind of wrapped up that first full week of camp with a scrimmage on Saturday morning, and so week 2 you get into class time, so you can only you only have your one afternoon practice a day and still some weights, and so they closed it out this evening with the scrimmage. I think they'll have one more practice over the weekend, and then kind of that routine starts to build from here on out. So I think this was just a good chance to invite some people out to see the guys. Let them showcase it. I want to say under the lights, but they were finished up, right as it was getting dark. The lights were on; they weren't really necessary. But
they're always necessary.
Yeah, it adds to that ambiance and that feel around the stadium and everything. But no, it was a lot of fun. I think there's a lot to be excited about on this team. I'm still learning. I'm still standing there asking people, okay, so who's number, this guy, and then I'll recognize the name, but I haven't put a name with a number just yet because. We had that lost year in there where a lot of guys came in and joined the program, and they might be known throughout the program, but they're not going to be known outside of it. So I think that's one of the exciting things to look for on opening night.
And Doug, I will. I was visiting, like I said, I got to visit with a couple of coaches today. I was on campus yesterday watching the same thing at Southeastern Oklahoma State University as there was a scrimmage going on at Paul Laird Field. That's been the same for a long time. I promise I can't mess that one up. But, seeing the kids out there. But one of the coaches I visited with today, and we were talking about it off the air. He said, I have 3 years worth of kids that haven't played college football game. I mean, you've got your freshmen that are coming in. You have the COVID freshman from last year, and then you have the redshirt freshman from the year before that didn't get to play last year. So, I mean, there are so many kids that are looking forward to this first week of football. It's amazing.
Yeah, who would have ever thought we would have to add the words third-year freshmen and fourth-year sophomores to our athletic vocabulary, but nonetheless, here we are. But, I mean, you're absolutely right. There's a lot of kids that are going into their third year of college. They're in typical setting, they would be juniors, but maybe they haven't got on the field yet for whatever reason, whether it's, they redshirted that first year and then they had last year's or whatever the situation may be. But I think to me, it adds so much to the intrigue because there's so much unknown. I think the conference is up in the balance as it's ever been because nobody really knows what anybody has. I mean, the preseason poll is nothing but reputation, but, everyone's had, what is it, 18 months, I think is what they're saying, since that last game to improve. And, you got some first-year coaches that are going to be, debuting their program, but they basically got a redshirt year to kind of develop that program. So I think it's exciting across the conference, across the region, across the whole Division II landscape. I think you'll see the competition in Division II football is going to be as high as ever.
That is one of those things too. I agree with you. Let me stop on a point that you made there too. You talk about these preseason polls and it's all about reputation. I had a chance to visit today with Pete Stanton from Dickinson State, NAIA, and just really a perennial powerhouse team in the NAIA coming out of North Dakota. And he mentioned that same thing that, hey, listen, this is, mostly based on past performance. But when you're Dickinson State and you've won 6 straight conference titles, it's all right for them to pick you number one. I think I'd say that's a given at that point.
Yeah, I'd say that's very well earned at that point.
And you look back on these things, which leads me to my next question. And I haven't had a chance to ask you about this. I know that you are from Kansas. And, of course, I'm from Oklahoma, and we're both in the state of Oklahoma right now. So Oklahoma and Texas moving to the SEC. What's your take on that?
Oh man, it's something. It's unique, being at our level, you see that stuff and you just I don't know. I just wonder why. Like I understand the ramifications and what it means for OU and Texas financially, but you hate to see what it leaves behind. I grew up, you know, in the state of Kansas when, the Big Eight and then the Big 12, and you just
Mhm.
grow up with those conferences, and that's, I don't know, because it's what you grew up on. It's what you think's the best thing that's ever been. So, when the Big 12 kind of started fraying about a decade ago, and you lost the Missouris and the A&Ms and who Colorado and Nebraska, like you lost good rivalries that you grew up watching, and you hate to
Yeah.
see them go. They kind of built new ones, and that's what's going to happen when they move on and move out. But it's never going to be the same, and so it makes you wonder what's the future of the NCAA at that level. College football especially, but really all those major power sports. But it's just, I don't know. You just hate to see it where it's the almighty dollars making the decisions
Yeah.
rather than college athletics is supposed to be about the traditions and the pageantries and the rivalries, and seeing that lost to the almighty dollar just, I
Yeah.
don't know, kind of disappointing.
It is kind of sad. And I remember with my kids, I mean, I had some little puzzles that we got one of the trips that we went on when my wife Jody and I, will travel to a college football game when we can, if we're not covering them, and we'll go places. And we got some puzzles, and it was a Big 12 puzzle matching. Like you play the matching game, and you turn it over and see if they're the same thing. And it was all these Big 12 teams, and it was kind of a neat way to play with the kids. Okay, Texas, they're the Longhorns. OU, they're the Sooners, and
Yep.
Oklahoma State, and the whole 9 yards there. And that was fun. That's not going to mean anything now to my grandkids
Yeah.
because they're not the same. I mean, the teams I guess still have the same mascots, but it's not the Big 12 anymore.
And it's the same way for me. I remember I grew up when I was probably in fourth or fifth grade. I got a basketball goal put up at the end of the driveway, and the first basketball I had the 12 Big 12 teams on it.
Yeah.
And so that's how you became familiar with who was who. And when you're out in the driveway playing, and I'm KU playing against OU or Colorado, Nebraska, whoever it may be, Missouri,
Yeah.
the rivalry that's now gone away for the last decade. And yeah, it's just changing. I've got a thing over here on my wall, and it's got the KU fight song on it. And the fight song references all the teams in the conference. And then after some of them left, they kind of had to rework some of those words. And who knows where their
Yeah.
conference is heading from now. So thanks. I mean, it is what it is. College athletics are always going to continue to evolve, and they'll still be there in some form. But I mean, yeah, you hate to. I mean, the thought of OU and OSU not being in the same conference just doesn't seem right. And I guess you could say the
Yeah.
same thing when it happened with Texas and A&M when they went their own way a few years ago, and it'll be great to have them back. But now they're not going to have Baylor's and the A&Ms or and Texas Tech's. Some of those rivalries are going to be left behind, and that's just it's just sad to see.
Yeah, it is. Well, I'll tell you what, Doug. I'll get your take on the NIL another time because I know it's a Friday night, and I don't want to take too much of your time. That unless we just definitely schedule it all in. That having been said, man, we're looking forward to just 13 days from now, and I am so excited. You also on campus because we're talking NAIA volleyball, and we've already run down the top 10 teams in our Midwest Sportsnet ranking in NAI. We've got a few more games to talk about after our time, Doug, but you guys have volleyball on campus tomorrow too, correct?
Yeah, so Coach Collins has a full day worth of scrimmages planned. I think it's one of the great things about our new Pioneer Cellular Event Center. I guess it's not new anymore; it's been around 7-8 years. But the Pioneer Cellular Event Center is big enough that they can split it into 3 courts for practice, which means then when it comes scrimmage time, you can kind of set out that middle court, and you can have games going on both sides. So they'll start at 10 a.m. tomorrow, and they're playing 4 matches. I guess it's all in state schools. It's Oklahoma Christian, Oklahoma City. Southern Nazarene and Northwestern will all be here, and both of those, or I guess all of those teams have been practicing now for almost a couple weeks, and so we'll see them later on down the year, down the road in conference play. But it'll be good to get out there and compete against somebody else. I know that's one thing you hear this year is eventually you get tired of playing and going up against yourself, so you want to test yourself against outside competition. So I think that'll be a lot of fun for them. And a full afternoon, 4 straight hours of volleyball. So it'll be a good day.
That sounds like fun. I look forward to that. Yeah, there comes a point you got to see somebody in a different uniform. That's definitely the case. Interesting, by the way, too. I mean, Oklahoma Christian, you talk about them coming in there. It's a program that really just started last year, I believe. Either last year, I think it was last year. Well, 1 year they're brand new. However, if you want to talk about the hotbed of volleyball talent, at least in a club level in the state of Oklahoma, it's Edmond. So I think it was only a matter of time before Oklahoma Christian had a volleyball program, and you just have to think that's going to excel quickly.
Yeah, definitely. We played them in their very first match in the spring. And had a very competitive match with them, and they ended up getting the better of us in that match. So, and then
Yeah,
I know
that was a spring. What I knew it didn't
yeah,
feel right, but it's the
yeah,
whole COVID year last year. Yeah, so this is their second season.
yeah. This will be their
Yeah.
second season. I know they've got a new coach who's got a phenomenal background from his time at Truman State and West Texas A&M. So, I mean, I think you're absolutely right. There's plenty of talent in that area, and I think it's only growing, especially in the metro areas in Oklahoma. But I think it's starting to kind of venture out all around the state. The sport of volleyball is, and I mean, you can tell as play has picked up in the Great American Conference over the past 3 or 4 years. It just the league as a whole continues to get more and more competitive, and it's very exciting to see. And I think our team as well. We've continued to get better and better, and I think Coach Collins has put together one of his best teams. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they compete against some of these other teams who. In a similar vein as football, there's going to be a lot of teams that brought back their seniors from last year for one last round. So I think that competition level there is going to be just as high as well.
Well, Doug, I really appreciate you stopping by tonight. Of course, there's no question you're always welcome on any show that we do. But I look forward to getting to see you. We're going to have some more live shows coming here up on the channel, and hope you stop by for as many of those as you can, Doug. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. I'm going to see you face-to-face in 13 days.
Yeah, good to see you too, Joey. Anytime, you just, like I said, all I need is 20 minutes notice, and I'll put on a shirt with sleeves on it, and I'll hop on a call with you.
Well, you've already got the background. It is already there. I hope that's the background all the time.
Ready? Hey, I'm ready to go on a moment's notice.
All right. Doug Self from Southwestern, and of course, Midwest Sports Saturday will be there in 13 days. Thanks, my friend. Good to see you.
Thanks, Joey. Go Dogs.
And we'll let Doug go tonight. I always appreciate it to get to see him come on. Man, he not only is he a good guy, he really is good at what he does. And so that is pretty cool. So thanks to folks for watching tonight. We're not quite done yet. We do want to run this down really quickly. Let me give you some more scores from around the world of the NAIA. And I think, let me check this here. I was hoping I might be able to get a Westmont score. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. But again, Westmont taking on and hosting Corbin tonight. A split doubleheader. They're going to play one match tonight and then one match, bugging here, one match tomorrow afternoon. So, of course, Corbin's 4-0, Westmont 4-0 as well. And Corbin has taken the first set. So they're headed to the second set there at Westmont. Corbin, number 24 team in the country, over the number 10 team, 1-0, and that is on the road. So that's what that looks like out there. All right. Then we have our number 24 score. Let's start at number 11, Viterbo, 6-0 last weekend. Don't play again until the Viterbo Classic, which is next Friday. And there are a lot of teams, quality teams in that Classic that's going to be taking place up at La Crosse. So keep that in mind. That is next week. IU Kokomo won't play till next Friday. Indiana Wesleyan won't play till next Friday. Oklahoma City won't play till August 30th. So the Stars taking a little bit longer before they open the season. The number 15 Central Methodist Eagles don't play until August 27th. And their first match is against the number 16 team, Ottawa. The Braves from Kansas. Ottawa and Central Methodist playing in Columbia, Missouri on August 27th. So that's the first match for both of them, number 15 versus number 16. Number 17, Providence from Montana, 2-0 on the day and now moved to 2-0 on the year. Providence defeated Dickinson State today and defeated Northwest, each with sweeps. And Sydney Finberg Rober, 30 assists versus Dickinson State in 3 sets, 38 assists versus Northwest in 3 sets today. So Sydney Finberg Rober with 68 assists today in 6 sets. That's a pretty good average. 11.3 assists per set on the day That's a pretty good day. So props to Providence, number 17 team in the country now at 2-0 on the year. Number 18, Bethel from Indiana, 3-1 on the year so far. Next play on August 25th. Number 19, Marion, won a couple of matches today to get its season underway. Defeated Georgetown 3-0. Defeated Lindsey Wilson 3-1. And so Marion hit 451 as a team. 451 as a team today against Georgetown. And on the day, Sarah Spangler had 27 kills through 7 sets today. So Spangler with the 27 there for Marion, the number 19 team in the country now at 2-0. Lindsey Wilson goes to 1-1 on the day. Lost, of course, to Marion. We just mentioned that. Defeated Loyola in 3 sets before that. Reinhardt, our number 21 team, opens its season with a pair of losses. Reinhardt loses today to Tennessee Southern in 5 sets and to Georgetown in 4 sets. IU East, we talked about them. 2-2 now in the season. Had 2 wins coming in. Lost yesterday, to Jamestown and to Weber International. Olivet Nazarene, 1-2 on the year. Got a victory yesterday. Lost twice today. We mentioned at the outset of the broadcast, lost to Missouri Baptist in a sweep. So MoBap there, the Spartans with a 3-0 victory over Olivet Nazarene. But then the Tigers come back, defeat Florida Memorial 3-1. And for Olivet today, Caitlin McMahon. Now, check out this stat line. Against Florida Memorial today, had 4 service aces, pretty good. 34 digs in 4 sets. 34 digs in 4 sets. That's a pretty good afternoon. So Olivet Nazarene, number 23, picking up 1 win, 1 loss today, now 1-2 on the season. Corbin, we mentioned, has the 1-set lead over Westmont now, and Westmont now up 3-1, 3-2 in the second set over Corbin. And finally, the number 25 team, Bellevue, the Bruins, 2-0 today to get the season started. Bellevue defeated Carroll in 4 sets and defeated Eastern Oregon in 3 sets today. So Bellevue, number 25 team, still undefeated. A couple more teams to mention today as Coastal Georgia gets things underway. Coastal Georgia picks up its first victory of the season, defeating Tennessee Wesleyan in 3 sets today. Lopez with 14 kills hit 448 on the day. And Montana Tech picked up its first loss of the season today, a loss to number 25, Bellevue. Actually, that was on Thursday. Sorry, not today. That was on Thursday, the loss to Bellevue. That was a loss in 3 sets. However, Montana Tech has opened the season with 4 consecutive wins. So Montana Tech now 4-1 of the year, and a team that we may be looking at a little bit later on. So that's a look at NAIA Volleyball. This show has gone close to half an hour, so thank you for watching today. If you're watching this live right now on the YouTube channel, whether it be YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, whatever it is, thank you for watching. If you're watching the replay, we appreciate you watching all the way through to this point in the show. So we'll have more NAIA Volleyball as the weekend goes on. We'll be back on again live, and then, of course, next week we'll have our new top 25. Lots of other teams getting ready to play and a lot more action. Oh, you know what? I promised scores from the KCAC Fall Fling, and let me give that. I talked about this a little earlier in the week. 2 days worth of KCAC Fall Fling action the first day today. And College of St. Mary from Nebraska defeated Tabor in 3 sets. Morningside over Friends in 3. Avila over Peru State in 3. Hastings over York in 3. No score from the earlier game with McPherson and John Brown or with Bethel and Oklahoma Panhandle State. College of St. Mary over Bethany today in 3. University of the Southwest over Southwestern Kansas in 4. Doane over Friends in 3. Dakota Wesleyan over Tabor in 3. It was Morningside over Oklahoma Wesleyan in 3. Kansas Wesleyan over John Brown in 4. St. Mary from Kansas, University of St. Mary over Mid-America Christian in 5. Bethel over Peru State in 4. Hastings over Southwestern Kansas in 3. No score from the late game tonight between Sterling and Doane. Dakota Wesleyan over Bethany in 3. St. Mary of Kansas, University of St. Mary over Oklahoma Panhandle in 5. And Avila over University of the Southwest in 3. So in set number 2 now, Corbin has retaken the lead, 5-4 over Westmont, and won the first set tonight. So thank you again for watching. I'm Joey McWilliams. I want to say thanks also to my special guest, Doug Self. for coming on tonight and being a part of the Midwest Sports Now show. Keep it right here. And by the way, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, we are pushing toward that 1,000 subscriber mark, and we would appreciate your help. It goes a long way toward not only this channel, but also the entirety of Midwest Sportsnet and the whole business. So we appreciate that. In the meantime, thanks again for watching. We'll be back soon. Check out today's interview on the summit with Coach Pete Stanton from Dickinson State. Thanks again for watching. God bless you. Have a great night.